Hey, Drelkin. How you doing today? Doing good? Oh boy, it is roasting out there today. Whew. Really blistering temperatures in the UK. So I've decided to try and find some escapism from the heat for a few hours. Instead of being out there and getting cooked. Not bad yourself. Done okay. I've lost a few pounds of weight this week and this summer. So there is going to be no webcam this time. The reason for that is very simple. Thank you, game. The reason for that is very simple. Right now I have taken my top off because it is really hot. And unfortunately, it's against Twitch terms of service if you're a male to do that. So, no webcam today. Not that that's a big deal, but today just explaining why there's no webcam for today's stream. So you get to see a bit more of the game than usual. Yeah. So, thought I would try and get a bit more of this done. There will still be some grid walk later tonight, but I am trying to get this game done as well. So, taking any opportunity I can to do that. So, last time around on Virtue's Last Reward, we hit a bit of a brick wall, quite literally. This game has a different system of its lock system compared to most. Unfortunately, we do have to go back to the starting thing again because we essentially have to pick a different part of the playthrough to play through. Just like in the first game, but it's not a problem. It only takes a few seconds. So what happened last time was we did indeed go down the path of being betrayed and did some puzzles in the botanical garden. However, we then came across this, a lock. It turns out that unlike in 999, you can get locked out in the middle of a path. Not at the end of the path, but in the middle of a path. And so, because there isn't enough antiviral medication, the game won't allow me to continue. So basically, it boots me back, and that's it. I can't proceed any further down this route until I find some antiviral medication. Still a better way to do it than 999. I don't know. It just seems a bit weird that the decision to walk out is based on... I just don't know. I would have thought it would have been a bit more interesting, perhaps, if there was an option, if you had to choose between who got the medication, Alice or Clover. Or Quark, sorry. Alice or Quark. You know, I thought that might have been the choice that would have happened here. You know, if you choose Alice, you get one path. If you choose Quark, you get another path. But, no, the game just, it's like, no, you're not going to go anywhere until you magically find some medication. I have no idea how that's going to make sense on this route, but I'm sure there'll be something. So the bottom line is we are going to have to go down a different branching path for the time being and unlock it later. So we will continue on the right hand side and we will cut back to the first round of the AB game, the Ambidex game, where we will betray Alice instead of allying and losing points. So we will do that.
おい、いよいよタイムリミットが迫ってきたぞ、シグマ。
So, in the original route,
どうするんだ
we
よ。
chose to
お前
ally,
がやらないなら、この私が。
and Alice betrays
ちゃんと
us.
裏切りを選んでくれるんだろうな。
Now we know to betray.
わかった。それじゃあ頼む。
投票の締め切りまで残り30秒です。
So here we go. I stood in front of the selection screen and took a deep breath. This was it. I ran over my options one last time. There was only one possible choice. Betray. Vote has been recorded. Please wait.
アンビデックスゲーム第1ラウンド終了。
So, because we know Alice is going to betray us, we will be back. We won't lose any points.
結果は倉庫内のディスプレイに表示されます。
So everyone stays on free.
お疲れ様でした。アンビデックスゲートを開放します。
I was actually listening to a J-pop album earlier when I went out for a walk by a group called Ram, which was pretty nice. As Fi and I stepped out of the A-B room, I could see the others running towards the projection, shoving and pushing to get closer.
シグマ、私が言った通りの手を選んでくれたな。
Yeah.
一応礼を言っておこう。
It was just randomly recommended to me on my YouTube recommendations. I didn't even know what it was. It was just, oh, here's an album. It's about 30 minutes long. It's a 70s album. I thought, okay, I'll listen to it. And I listened to it. It was like really chill sort of J-pop.
ありがとう。
I've listened to like a few J-pop albums, and some of them are okay. Oh, look at that cute little smile. Oh, she's very cute.
当然。
Well, back to normal. Well, you're correct. She did choose betray. Oh no, don't tell me this is going to be some weird shit where like we choose betray and Alice choose as ally.
なぜわかる？
Breaking the consistency.
私の真似か？
Oh, how do I know? I just know because I pinned down an entire path for 6 hours.
おーいシグマくんファイくん何してるんだよ結果発表始めちゃうよ
I think I blame Mr. Mekata for getting me into J-pop.
行こうシグマ。
Some of his early streams, well, I should say some of the last streams he did around last year, he used to open up with a J-pop song, which was really catchy, and I sort of listened to that and listened to a few things around it too, every now and then. So it's Mr. Mekata's fault.
揃ったみたいだね
It's kind of a shame that cancer's going to catch up with him. He was a good content creator when he was around.
おいじゃあ早速だけど始めることにしようか
Let's get ready to
アンビデックスゲーム第1ラウンド結果発表皆さん画面にご注目ください
Alright, here we go. We know what the results are going to be. The results are... Yep. And betray. Oh, what? Yeah, I believe so. I think that's the reason why he stopped doing stuff. He was like a chain smoker, so he caught cancer a bit ago and he's been fighting it for a while. Because I was wondering why he'd stopped, like producing videos and stuff, and it turns out that's why. His smoking got up to him. Okay, game, this is bullshit. Look at this situation. If I choose to ally, Alice betrays. If I choose to betray, Alice allies. Why? What is this with this inconsistency? You'd have thought it'd be the same thing, but it's like it's making you feel bad either way. You either was wondering how you'd react to this. I thought you'd betray. I really did. That's why I chose the option. Well, rather, that's what I thought. I mean, how can this be right? If you go down one timeline, she does the opposite of whatever you do. There's no timeline where you do the same thing. So now, mine just gone off. I mean, Kane and Clover have still betrayed Tenmyoji and he's still allied. These two are still allied together. They've been consistent, but Alice hasn't been consistent. What the fuck? This is so weird. But, okay, well, Alice is not going to be very happy with us now. But whatever, she's supposed to have betrayed us. And she didn't.
というわけで、結果発表は以上なんだうさ。
And now we get the rather interesting conversation with Alice. Let's see how she reacts to that.
各自バングルの数字を確かめてほしいんだうさ。
Why are we shouting at Alice?
は？
Wait. What? You chose betray last time. Eh? What the heck? What? He was aware of the previous float shot option? What the fuck, game?
ちょっと待ってよ。
Okay, what has happened here?
前回のこのラウンドって何？
Yeah, last time?
わけわかんないこと言わないでくれる？何よ。投票締め切りの5分前アナウンスがあったでしょ。そのすぐ後で押したわ。
So wait, Sigma's a time traveler? Or he's aware of previous timelines?
でもそれがどうしたっていうの？
Wait, now he's flashing back to the previous timeline where we were indeed betrayed. What was going on? When Fine and I chose ally, Alice picked betray.
私はただ最も理にかなった選択をしたまでよ。
Okay, this is super weird now.
この状況で裏切り以外を選ぶなんてありえないでしょ。頭悪いんじゃないの？あなたたち。
Guess that makes you an idiot now, Alice. But this time I chose betray and her vote changed to ally. Why? And why does Sigma find this completely normal that suddenly he's aware of another timeline? What was different? Had history somehow changed because of my choice? So... No, that was insane. If Alice had somehow known that I had chosen betray and chosen ally in response, at least that would have followed the principle of cause and effect. But what had just happened was something entirely different. There was no way Alice could have known what we would choose when she made her decision. Besides, if she had known we intended to betray her, there's no way she would have chosen ally. In other words, she must have made her decision without any knowledge of ours. Let's say we're talking about a game of rock, paper, scissors. I throw out a rock. Right after that, Alice throws down paper. Obviously I lose, so I go back in time and decide to whip out the scissors this time. This time, Alice chooses rock. I lose again, but that's fine because it still makes sense. My actions in the past cause Alice's actions in the future. Easy. But what had just happened in the AV game wasn't like that. Let's go back to that innocent game of rock, paper, scissors. This time, Alice is the one who threw out her hand first, but in this situation, there's no way for me to know what it is, so I decide to go with rock. Now Alice's choice is revealed. Turns out she went with paper. Damn it. I lose and I'm pissed off. So once again I go back in time to try and change history and erase my loss. What will I choose this time? That's not even a question. Scissors, obviously. After all, last time Alice went with paper. Here's the important part. When I make this choice, Alice has already made her choice. Sure of my victory, I throw out a pair of scissors. But what the hell? My rage would be white hot. How could this have happened? Why? Alice's hand had been paper before. How did it change to rock? Obviously, there's no cause and effect here. Since Alice's choice was in the past and mine was in the future, how could that even happen? How could the future influence the past? But it wasn't theoretical now. This had actually happened. What the hell is going on? He is really reacting kind of semi-casually to the fact that he just was aware of a different timeline. Like, holy shit, this game has been dropping curveballs and now it's dropped the fourth wall on us. In a sense. No, wait. Why the fuck was I talking so casually about going back in time? Yes, that kind of stuff doesn't happen in real life. Right, of course, time travel is impossible. There is absolutely, positively no way to travel through time. But, if that was true, then you would have still been out.
この状況で裏切り以外を選ぶなんてありえないでしょ。頭悪いんじゃないの？あなたたち。ねえちょっと何ボケット突っ立ってんのよ。
So we've just casually thrown in time travel into the mix now.
だいたいなんで私があなたに問い詰められなきゃいけないわけ？責めたいのは私の方よ。あなたとファイのせいで私の BP は1になっちゃったんだからね。そうだなって何よ。よくも平気な顔してそんなこと言えるわね。もういいわ。今後一切あなたとファイのことは信用しないから。
Well, how do we think we thought about you in the previous timeline?
よく覚えておきなさい。
Alice stormed off. She threw one last hurt, scornful look over her shoulder as she left, and it stabbed me right through the heart. She doesn't seem to mind if she wins, though. One of the other teams seems to be dealing with a similar issue.
本当に何と言ってお詫びしていいのかな。まさか天明寺さんが協力を選ぶとは思いもよらなかったもので。
わしが裏切りを選ぶはずがなかろう。相手に四つ葉がいるというのに。
Eh?
どういうこと？
They're reacting differently as well.
もしかして天明寺さん、四つ葉さんに気があるのですか？
お前ふざけてるのか。そういう問題ではないわ。
ではどういう問題なのです？
Yeah, what is that?
それは
だいたいこのゲームで協力を選ぶ方がどうかしてるんだよ。よっぽどの信頼関係がない限りそんなの選ぶはずがないじゃん。
つまりわしと四つ葉にはその信頼関係がないと？
当たり前でしょ。バカじゃないの？たかだか数時間前に会ったばかりの老人とどうやって信頼関係を築けって言うのよ。
Well, she has a point, but
わかった。
it doesn't make sense to the logic of the
もう
game.
何も言うな。
But anyway.
胸が切り刻まれるようじゃ。
あ？何よそれ。なんかさっきからいちいち発言内容がキモいんですけど。
キモいか。とにかく話は分かった。 わしが短時間の間に信頼関係を結べなかったのが敗因ということじゃな。
まあそういうことになるかな。
Oh, they did say something similar to this in the previous one.
そんな風に素直に認められちゃうと拍子抜けしちゃうけど。
あっちに成功例があるからな。あれを見せつけられてはわしが悪かったのだと思わざるを得んのじゃよ。
成功例？
本当にありがとうございます。
もういいって。僕らは当然の選択をしただけだもんね、リオさん。
ああ、そうだね。
Dio, Quark, and Werner, on the other hand, seem to have resolved things amicably by all choosing ally. No doubt we were all wishing we'd done the same. Well, really, that's all they had to do. Just do that 3 times in a row and you win the game. You don't have to do any of this betraying stuff at all. But why did Dio sound so awkward? What had happened in the AD group? Only Dio and Quark knew for sure. Dio probably wanted to betray and Quark probably didn't, and they argued about it, and then they chose ally. That's probably what happened.
ねえゼロ、
Dio being
次の
very
ラウンドはいつ行
impulsive
われる
and
の？
whatnot.
よくわかったね。次のラウンドがあるって。
だってあなた第1ラウンドって言ったじゃない。第1があるなら第2があるのは当然でしょ。
それにそもそも
I still can't
AD
believe that this game has thrown time travel into the mix right in the first few hours. It's crazy.
2回目がなければ誰もその数値に達することはできません。
What else can this game throw at us?
まあそ
So
うだね。
Sigma has the ability to be aware of previous timelines, and that's a scary ability if that's what he seems to have.
確かに君たちが言った通り第2ラウンドが開催されるよ。
I mean, in the previous game, the timelines being past and present were done by many years and was done in a single moment. This is something that happened in the last few hours.
いつかはわからない。どうして？
But in this timeline, we're in the advantageous position
放
of the
送の
BP
受
race.
付は AB ルームの扉 AB ゲートが開いた時から始まるからなんだうさ。
すでに開いてますけど。
そうだね。じゃあ閉めちゃおうっと。
アンビデックスゲートが閉鎖されました。アンビデックスゲーム第2ラウンドは月の回です。ゲートは月のマークが記されたカードキーにより開錠されます。
So, how did you do in the Pokemon Go Fest anyway, Draken? Did you,
そう
did you
な
manage
る
to get a
ね。
lot of Pokemon?
次は月のマークがついたやつを探さないと。
で結局トータルでは何回行われるんだ AB ゲームは。
So, wait a minute. If he's aware of the previous timeline and the choices made in it, does that mean he might even be aware of the puzzle? Like, how much of the previous timeline is Sigma aware of? Or is it just that moment, one choice kind of thing? Like a snapshot of the past? He's aware that there was a different choice made? Or is he aware of all the events? Legendary.
何回になるんだろうね。
Are you able to take part in any of them?
回数はわからないけど、とにかく誰かが9の扉を開くまでは続けるつもり。
逆に言うと誰かの BP が9以上になった時点でゲームは終了
This
と
could
いう
lead to some interesting connotations for the other 16 paths, you know what I'm saying? You know, if he's aware of any previous choice made in previous moments, he could use that to solve puzzles and other things. I wonder if that's what's going to happen then. Like, if we have to repeat a puzzle room, will he just skip the puzzle room because he already knows the solution? Because he's done it before?
その人が
God
9
damn,
の
this
扉
game
を
is
開
throwing
き
some
さえしな
interesting
けれ
shit
ば
in.
ゲームは継
I
続
wish
されるよ。
Danganronpa 2 had done this. like Danganronpa 2 didn't really throw any interesting things into the mix like this. And this game is in like ally and betray system, the secret stuff, and then Sigma now being aware of what happens if you take different paths.
もちろんシーソーゲームな感じで全員の BP が1から8の間を行ったり来たりと繰り返された場合も同じ。 BP が9を超える人が現れない限りは当然9の扉も
We
開け
don't
ない
know
わ
what will happen if
け
someone got more
で
than 9 BP. We know if someone goes to 0, they die. We don't know what happens if they get like 10.
そうなると第3ラウンド第4ラウンド第5ラウンド第100ラウンド第200ラウンド第2449万4897ラウンドまで続いちゃう可能性だってあるんだよさ。そうならないことを心から祈ってるけど
I don't think it will. You have to. We've run out of supplies pretty quickly.
何それで9の扉については人数制限はないよ。1人でもいいし2人でもいいしルール上は9人全員で脱出することだってできちゃうんださ。それからシグマ君君は CD の第2扉に入るには必ず3人でチームを組まなければならないって思ってるみたいだけどそれちょっと違うから実は1人や2人でもあの扉を開けちゃう方法があるんださ。
そんな最初に言ってたことと違うじゃない。
あの時は分かりやすく説明するためにああ言ったまでで。
それでその方法というのは
バングル使うんだよ。バングル？ちゃんとルールにのっとった組み合わせになってるかどうかは第1扉と第2扉の間にあるスキャナーによって識別される。とはいえあの装置は何も人間の体をスキャンしてるわけじゃないんださ。
バングルを認識してるんですね。
その通り。だから正しい組み合わせのバングルさえあれば開くんだよ。第2扉は1人だろうと2人だろうとね。外れるよ。
どうすれば外せるの？
方法は2つある。1つ目は9の扉を開いて脱出すること。この建物を出たらバングルのロックは自動的に解除される。
2つ目はおい答えろよゼロ。2つ目の方法は何なんだ。
イオくん君はすでにその方法を知ってるんじゃないかな。
なんだと。
そのバングル本当に取りたいと思ってる？
当たり前だろ。
そうだったら簡単だよ。教えてあげる。死ねばいいんだ。心臓にはっていうか他の筋組織についても言えることなんだけどわずかな電気が流れてるの知ってるかな。
I feel like we've heard a lot of this
心
battle
電
before.
図ってあるでしょ。あれは心筋に生じた電流の推移をグラフ化したものなんだよね。ところで電気が流れてるってことは当然そこから微弱な電波も放たれていることになるわけで君たちのバングルはその電波を拾ってるんだよ常にね。でその電波が途絶えると
バングルのロックが解除されるんだな。
そういうこと。これが2つ目の方法。心臓が止まればその人のバングルは外れるようになってるんださ。これら2つの方法以外では決してバングルを取ることはできない。もしも無理に外そうとしたり破壊を試みようとした場合には即座にルール違反とみなされる。ルール違反を犯した者がどうなるのかは
Bring my own, I skipped
言
order
う
for
ま
a
で
few
もないよ
conversations.
ね。
Yeah, I might start doing that
ああ、
later
そうそう。
on.
運が良ければ次のラウンドで
But I'm
実
just,
際にバングルが
well,
外
I'm just
れる
wary
とこ
of
ろを
the,
見られ
I'm
るか
just
もしれ
wary
ない
of,
よ。
I'm just wary of the fact that we're going down 18 different paths, so there might be stuff that changes.
ごめん。
Or did it not say there was an option to skip dialogue you've already listened to, and only that?
当事者にとっては運が悪ければだね。
Also, I guess also, because I'm going to be going in and out of the game, I might want to repeat some of the dialogue just to keep it in my head. But I definitely would like to have that skip option.
次のラウンド？
どういう意味よ。
わからないかな。次の AB ゲームで誰かが死ぬことになるかもしれない。そう言ってるんだよ。まあ死ぬとしたら
Stop
天
playing
明じいさんかアリス君のどっちかなんだけどね。いや、両方って可能性もあるかな。
なぜじゃ？
どうして私が死ななきゃならないのよ。
ふむ、教えて信じよう。 BP が0以下になった人にはルール違反を犯した時と同じようにペナルティが課せられるんだうさ。そのペナルティが何なのかは前にも言った通りだよ。シグマ君、正解。
So, Fi had been right, but how had she known before Zero told us?
なるほど。
Well, maybe... maybe she also has time travel
わし
abilities.
とアリスの BP は
Like
1。
you apparently have.
次のラウンドで2点引かれて0以下になるのはこの2人しかおらんわけか。
そんな。ふざけないでよ。どうしてそんな大事なことを最初に言わないわけ？
ごめんちょす。
ごめんで済む問題じゃないでしょ。あんたそれでもこのゲームの進行役？
まあ一応。
だったらルール説明ぐらいちゃんとしなさいよ。正確なルールも知らされずにゲームをするなんてフェアじゃないわ。
フェアだと思うけど、だって他のみんなも知らなかったわけだしね。ファイ君。
あ
Oh, but she did know.
あ、そうだな。
I took a moment to go over everything in my head. The AB game would continue until someone opened the number 9 door. There were no rules about how many people could or couldn't pass through the number 9 door. That meant it was possible for everyone to escape. The secondary chromatic doors could be opened by any number of people so long as you had the right bracelets. The bracelets would only unlock under 2 conditions: if you left the building or if your heart stopped. If your BP hit 0, the needles in your bracelet would activate, killing you.
最後に一つだけ言っておこう。君たちが次に開くべき CD は下のフロアにある。もう見たよね。例の赤、青、緑3枚の扉がそれだ。これらの先に進むには表示色が水色、紫色、黄色になったバングルが必要なわけなんだけど、実はこれ君たちはもう持ってたりするんだよね。バングルを見てごらん。文字の色が変わってるでしょ。
Yep, and the colors change and so does the designations.
私も同じ。黄色になってるわ。
私もです。色は黄色に。ただ変わったのは色だけじゃないみたいですけど。
というと？
ペアとソロの区別もさっきとは違うんです。今まではソロだったのにペアに変わってて。
え？そうなの？私はソロのままで同じだけど。
わしもルナと同じじゃ。ソロからペアになっておる。
私は逆だ。ペアからソロに。
俺はペアのまんまで変化なし。色は紫色になってるけどな。天明寺とファイも紫色か？
おう。
そうだ。
私とクオーク君と四葉さんは水色ですね。
僕と K さんがペア版で四葉さんはソロ版かな。
うん、そうみたい。
いつの間に変わったんだろう。
AB ゲートを閉鎖した時だよ。 AB ゲートが閉まると同時にバングルの表示色は自動的にシャッフルされるようになってるんだうさ。それからソロとペアの区別もね。シャッフルの仕方はあくまでもランダム。特に法則性みたいなものはないんだうさ。さてというわけでこれにて僕は消えるのだ。もしかしたらもう二度と君たちに会うことはないかもしれない。進行役としての僕の務めはもうほとんど果たしたようなもんだからね。あとは君たちだけでも十分やっていけるでしょ。だから君たちとはもうこれでお別れってことにって泣くと思った。バーカ泣くわけないじゃん。あっはーまあとにかく頑張ってよ。こっそりとうさばの陰から見守ってるからさ。ほいじゃあまたいつかどこかで。Have a nice tragedy!
And he's gone again.
ゼロの野郎、実物が存在するならウサギ汁にして食ってやるんだが。
ねえ、そんなことよりもどうするの？これから CD の第一扉が開くまでまだだいぶあるけど。
42 minutes.
とにかく他に出口がないかどうか探してみましょう。通風口とかダストシュートとか、もしかしたらゼロの見落としてる場所があるかもしれないし。
賛成です。こんなところでじっとしていても仕方がありません。やれるだけのことはやって、それでもどうにもならなければ例の扉へ。
では別れて探索することにしよう。集合時間は CD の第一扉が開く5分前、場所は同じく CD の第一扉前ということでいいな。
There were none. After some nods and mumbling, they split up and moved off to investigate. I was the only person who stayed behind. Damn, how the hell did I end up here? Why? Why me? Try as I might, I couldn't think of anything I'd done that could have went. Okay, how do I change this to skip or whatever? Is it this one I have to pick? Auto skip. Yeah. So this is the... Okay, cool. So we're skipping all of this. This is basically the story of how he got into the elevator. And he was gassed in a car at college. We don't need to see all that. Oh, we're getting the same dialogue in the lounge too. Yeah, okay. If it's just skipping it all, that means...
とにかく今はそんなことよりもこの建物から抜け出す方法を見つける方が先だ。
Yeah, that's actually a really good feature for us to just skip repeat out. So basically we go to the lounge, we talk to him for a bit, and...
ああ、そうだな。まだ調べ尽くしたわけではないし。
It's not like we're gonna get any new... It's not like we're gonna miss anything new. If there is, it'll let us know. I wave goodbye and head towards the exit. Where to next? Here we are in infirmary. So, this is the infirmary.
何しに来たのよ。
Ah, yeah, we're at different dialogue because Alice is the one who's going to be annoyed at us this time. Funny how it's roles reversal. We're saying almost the same thing.
まあまあそうカリカリすんなって。
ディオはいいわよね。BP が5もあるんだから。私とそこにいる天明寺さんは1しかないのよ。分かってる？
だからといって周りに当たり散らしても仕方がなかろう。そんなことをしても BP は戻ってこんのじゃからな。
なんなのよそれ。あなたまで私のこと批判するっていうの？あなただけは私の気持ち分かってくれると思ったのに。
分かっておるとも。
分かってないじゃない。ちっとも。あなたは追い先短いからそんな悠長なこと言ってられるのよ。私は違うの。もっと長生きしたいの。やり残したことだってたくさんあるんだから。
やり残したことって？
例えばそうね、もっとたくさん綺麗な服を着たいし、もっとたくさん美味しいものも食べたいし、もっとたくさん素敵な恋もしたいし。
くだらんな。
なんですって？
お前さんの味方をしてやろうと思ったんじゃが、今の発言を聞いてげんなりじゃよ。
誤解しないでよ。今のはただ勢いに任せて言っただけで、本当はもっと大事なことがあるんだから。殺された父の仇を取ること、それが私のやり残したことよ。
Okay, so if we're skipping the stuff about the father's revenge plot, which we are, and then they go over the possibility is Zero among us. So it's the same sort of stuff there as well. So basically, it's implied that Zero is among the people on in the game, but we don't know who it is. We don't have any possibility to skip at this point.
そうか。了解だ。
So
また後でな。
I guess. Okay, that's really handy then. That means we can skip all the repeat stuff, which will be helpful.
Ah, シグマさん、ちょうどいいところに来てくださいました。
このキャビンがある区画って確かシグマさんたちが調べたんだったよね。
その時どこか不自然な箇所は見当たりませんでしたか？
例えば隠し通路がありそうなところとか。
では他に何か変わったところは？
この本は何？にゃ？
わかりました。
変な癖だね。で、猫の本っていうのは？
ああ、それなら私も知っています。ある装置が組み込まれた箱の中に一匹の猫が閉じ込められた。
Okay, I guess we're skipping a bunch of dialogue here, talking about Radical 6, which is a contagious disease, talking about Schrodinger's cat experiment, and then the lunar eclipse, and then Grover's voice.
ねえ、ちょっとみんな一緒に来てくれる？
Oh, this is different. It's not someone, it's a different person bringing us this
何か
time.
あったんですか？
そう、あったの。見つかったの。何が？とんでもないものが。ああ、もうじれったいな。
Maybe it's because we did these in a different order.
いいから早く来てよ。
Last time it was Kay that was coming through telling us about the bomb in the
見ればすぐにわかるから。ここのすぐ隣の部屋、キャビンの2号室だよ。
Oh, and it's the same location, isn't it? Clover was first into the room, followed quickly by me, Kay, and Clark. She said nothing, just pointed under the bed. The three of us crouched down and followed her finger. There it was. A bomb! Oh.
多分
Can't skip this.
爆弾だと思う。
But basically, it's an antimatter bomb. Just like in our premonition
ありがとう
in the room.
シグマシグマ
And then the moon explodes. Of course, it was the same bomb I'd seen in my vision, then it hadn't been a hallucination. Had it actually been a premonition?
とにかく他のみんなにも知らせないと。大丈夫。他のみんなはルナが呼びに行ってるからそろそろ来るんじゃないかな。
So we still have this small matter of the bomb as well to deal with.
ほらね。
Not we can do anything about it.
どこだ爆弾とやらはどこにある
No sooner had she spoken the words than the rest of our fellow captives appeared. Luna pushed through and pointed at the bomb.
ここです。
RTM redeemed Shojon. Hey RTM, unfortunately I can't have a webcam because I have my top off and you're not allowed to show the upper part of your body on a Twitch as a male, so it's really hot, you see. I'm sweating. I'm not if I was the other gender I could probably get away with it a bit, but you're not really supposed to show that kind of stuff. So, no webcam.
このベッドの下に貼り付けられてるんです。
Don't worry though, I will have my webcam on for my Gridlock stream later tonight. There will be a second stream where I play Gridlock later as well. This is just something I thought I'd do in the afternoon instead of melting. At least for a little bit. For several long moments we just stared in silence. Hope you're having a good day anyway, RTM. Slowly we began to iron over old suspicions. Suddenly we awakened. It was Fi who finally broke the silence.
見たところどうやら次元式のものではなさそうだな
Oh, now we can skip the dialogue. Good. Oh. So,
私
Oh, not much.
私とルナ2人でこの部屋を調べてた時に見つけたの。いろいろと引っかき回してみたんだけどでも結局あの部屋からは何も見つからなくて。
それで私と四葉さんはラウンジの探索を諦めてこの2号室へ。
ああ確かに四葉とルナは途中で出て行ったな。私はもう少しラウンジを調べてみたかったからその場にとどまったのだがするとあの後で2人は爆弾を発見したというわけか。
そうです。
どうして爆弾だと分かった？
そんなの見れば一目瞭然だったし。
なぜ？
なぜってそれは研修の時に。四葉
Oh, Crow's eyes widened and she clapped her hands over her mouth.
とにかくそこにあるのは間違いなく爆弾よ。
A training?
私が保証するわ。
What kind of training has Clover received?
どうして分かる？
わかるからわかるの。
さっきもリモコンのスイッチの件について探
Perhaps you
偵
had
帳
some
で話し
training
たの。
after the events of 999, huh?
なぜそんなことを知ってる？
とりあえず仕事柄知っているとだけ言ってお
I'm
こうかし
guessing
ら。
Alice and Clover both had training in something.
どんな仕事だよ？
それは言えないの。
言えないってなんだ？隠し事をするような状況じゃないだろ。
Yeah, so basically it's an antimatter bomb. It's not good, it will blow up the entire area. We don't know what to do with it, so we leave it alone. We have no way of detonating it. We all suspect each other of being zero. The numbers change and we fly over towards the chromatic
カラード
doors.
ドアが開
And here we are.
放されました。
I love this skip option. It's gonna make this game shorter.
カラードド
Oh,
ア
it's not gonna make it shorter, but it's gonna cut out all the unnecessary repeats. I would have used it in the original game, but there was far less stuff in the original game to really miss.
おい、第一扉が開いちまったぞ。
早く誰がどの扉に入るのかを決めないと。
Well, I imagine like before, we only have one choice, right?
時間がない。前と同じように私から説明しよう。考えられ得る組み合わせの数は前回と同じく3つになる。
I quickly laid out our choices. Option A, blue and I, yellow, purple, clover, cyan, and go through the green door. Tamioji and Dio, magenta, purple, Alice, yellow, go through the red door. Karen Clark, cyan, purple, 5, magenta, and go through the blue door. Option B, Bruno and I, yellow, purple, with 5, magenta, and go through the red door. Tamioji and Dio, magenta, purple, clover, cyan, and go through the blue door. Kay and Quark, cyan, purple, Alice, yellow, and go through the green door. Option C, Bruno and I, yellow, purple, with Alice, yellow, and go through the blue door. Tenmyuji and Dio, magenta, purple, 5, magenta, and open the green door. Kay and Quark, purple, with Clover, go cyan, and open the red door.
カラードドア閉鎖まで
Previous
残り
really went with
3
Alice.
分です。
Okay, now do we want to do this?
最初の CD に入った時にはシグマが行き先を選んだわよね。それじゃ次は私に選ばせてもらえる？私にはその権利があるはずよ。何しろ私の今の BP は1なんだから。こういうのは最も不利な人間にこそ優先的に選択権が与えられるべき。そう思わない？
だったらじっちゃんにもその権利があることになるよ。だってじっちゃんの BP も1だし。
確かにそうじゃな。じゃがまずはアリスの希望から聞かせてもらうことにしようか。アリス、お前さんはどの扉に入りたいと思っておるのかね？
緑の扉よ。水色のペアである K とクオークと組んで。
なるほど。するとパターン B ということになりますね。天明寺さんとディオさんのペアは四つ葉さんと組んで青の扉。
Okay, so we are going to go for a different door this time.
いかがですか？
ああ、わしはそれでも構わんよ。
どうして？次の AB ゲームでも私と対戦することになるんだよ。それでもいいの？
だからこそじゃよ。四つ葉、さっきお前さんはわしのことなど信頼できるはずがないと言ったな。その汚名をわしはぜひ返上したいと思っておるのじゃよ。この機会に。
天明寺さん。
とはいえアリスと組んでも構わんと実は思っておったのじゃがな。アリスにも折り入って話しておきたいことがあっての。
何よそれ。
まあそれはおいおいということで。
Oh boy.
とにかく
Why do you want
ア
to
リ
talk
スさん
about
の第一
it
希
now?
望はパターン B なんですよね。
ええ。
他の皆さんはどうでしょう？それで問題ないですか？
So I'd be with. I thought about it for a moment. If I went with option B, then Luna and I would go through the red door with 5. And we do. As far as I thought about that. Sure. Yeah, that's
私
fine.
も構わん。
Well, why not? We all got 6 points. Luna has 5. There are no objections.
それじゃあこれで決まりですね。
We could betray and get 9 points. Or
カ
ally
ラ
and
ー
get
ドドア
good points.
閉鎖まで残り10秒です。9、8、7。
Dropkin is happy with this. Dropkin has the best girl. We're not equipping to one another. Kenny Quark and Alice headed for the green door, while Tempe, OG, Neo, and Clover ran towards the blue one. My feet slapped against the hard metal of the warehouse. Laura and Luna, Vi, and I ran to the red command door and the next stage of the nunnery game. And a different puzzle.
1、0。カラードドア閉鎖。
go. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
扉は3枚ありますが、いずれもロックがかかってるようですね。
ああ、確かに。
旧の扉の脇にあったものと似てますが、
レバーがついてるな。シグマ、下げてみてくれ。もしかしたら危険なものかもしれないだろう。下げた瞬間にドカーンとかビリビリビリとか、そういうことになるかもしれん。どういう意味だよ。
Oh, what?
うっか。
Whoa. What the fuck, Sigma?
こう見えても C カップなんだからな。
Sigma keeps pointing these weird comments occasionally. We continued in that vein for some time until Luna did it. Probably she got fed up with the conversation.
は？
なんだか長くなりそうなのでレバー下げちゃいました。いけませんでしたか？
Yes, it's fine, Luna. The dick waving and female equivalent
開いたのは
contest will end.
左手の扉だけか。
とにかく先へ進んでみましょう。
ああ。
It would seem that Sigma and Phi have some chemistry for some reason, but if the premonition's to be believed, we've also perhaps been close to each other in the past. And if we're to believe that Sigma has the ability to see over timelines, maybe he's a time traveler. Oh god, I have no idea what's going on with that shit with the explosion. So much of this game is thrown, it's like, so many different plot thread strands that just are left dangling, teasing us to play, continue, find what's going on.
何かの制御室みたいですけど。
ガラスの向こうに大きな機械が見えるな。発電機か何かか。
Right, well, let's play up and walk around.
確か次の AB ゲームを行うには月のマークが記されたカードキーが必要なんでしたよね。
よし、それでは捜索開始だ。
Okay, it's puzzle time. Or seek a way out. In other words, solve the puzzle. Whoa. What's with this music? Music has gone very dark. Okay, there is one more thing we need to do actually before we yes, and here we are. Oh, I see. So these indicate the door colors. Okay. So we're now following down the... Oh, right. So if we chose no to stick with Luna and Fire, we'd get a different branch. So it looks like we're heading down a shorter branch of paths for the time being. Now, there's one other thing we need to have a look at. Not that, obviously. And that's the secret stuff, because we didn't look at the ones that we acquired from the botanical garden. So let's see. Ice 9. Ice 9 is a special form of water with a melting point of 36 degrees Celsius. In other words, it freezes at room temperature. The idea of Ice 9 was originally put forth by the American science fiction author Kurt Vonnegut. His version of the Ice 9 has a melting point of 45.8 degrees Celsius. Man, I've read one of his books, Slaughterhouse 5. It was a great science fiction book, even though apparently he was a bit inaccurate on some of the events of World War II. But the book was pretty darn good. The Slaughterhouse 5 being about time travel and survivors of a concentration camp. Which I'm referencing Twitch because that's what happens in the book. No other reason. Read Slaughterhouse 5 by Kurt Vonnegut and check for yourselves. There's a rumor that says all the water in Alice's body is actually ice 9. Who knows whether it's true or not, but if it isn't, she always has to keep her body temperature above 36 degrees. She has to keep it above that. I don't know. I don't think that's possible. Unless she has some kind of hidden regulation system. I don't think that's true. Oh yeah, sorry. So H. This refers to Gintaro Hongo. He was one of the characters who appeared in the previous game. He was the person who supervised the kidnapping of the children who participated in a nunnery game in 2018. He is the CEO of Cradle Pharmaceuticals and a devoted follower of Free the Soul. Oh, we're talking about stuff from 999 here. This theory holds that there is some sort of field where the forms, structures, patterns, etc. of everything in reality are stored. This includes abstract things like language, song, thoughts, inspiration, culture, customs, and ideas. Any information contained, transmitted, or abstracted by matter is held in the morphogenetic field. In the Zero Escape series, people who can communicate by accessing this field are known as espers. If morphogenetic field theory is true, however, then it would mean that, in a sense, all humans are espers of a sort. So it's like accessing collective knowledge that we transmit, but we don't always have access to it. So it's stuff like deja vu, premonition, seeing other timelines is like... I don't know if this is an actual theory that humans investigate outside of the game or not, but it's an interesting theory, I guess. Immunoglobulin is an important part of the body's defense against viruses, bacteria, and other invaders. It identifies and neutralizes certain threats. The IG replicator found in the lab gets its name from immunoglobulin. And we have integer factorization. Factorization is the process of reducing a number to a series of numbers that, when multiplied together, will give the original number. When taken to its logical conclusion, this will yield a list of prime numbers. For the purposes of factorization, 1 is not considered a prime. Example of prime factorization: 2, 10, 2 times 3 times 5 times 7, 900, 2 times 2 times 3 times 3 times 5 times 5, 107 equals 107. 2, 3, 5, 7, and 107 can only be divided by themselves or 1, which makes them primes. A relatively known Latin phrase. It might look like it's talking about a pair of sexy toaster waffles, but it actually means something like, what you are, I was, what I am, you will be. Sometimes used as an epitaph, the implication is that the person in question was once alive, like the reader, but that the reader will someday also be dead. A little ominous, I guess. Sexy toaster. Yeah, that's what I sort of... That's what the Google translation... Well, the Latin to English translator says that what you are, I was, what I am, you will be. And SOIS. The Special Office of Internal Security, or SOIS, is an elite intelligence organization under the jurisdiction of the Department of Defense. They investigate potentially disruptive or dangerous elements such as domestic or foreign terrorists, radical political splinter groups, and religious organizations with extreme agendas that could pose a threat to the state or the citizenry. Their stated purpose is to maintain peace, but the charter authorizes them to arrest, detain, or even kill. Is that... That looks a bit like Alice in the background there, under the text. Or it could be somebody else, but it looks a bit like Alice. Anyway, that's what we got from the third secret thing, so... yeah. An octopus. An annihilation reactor. Yeah. Mr. Octopus. You know what I think of when you say something like that, Draken? I think of that toaster from Red Dwarf. You know? I can bring it up as an example real quick. I think of that toaster from Red Dwarf. It's the second time I've cut to YouTube doing this playthrough so far. It might not be the last time either. Alright. This is like control powers, curve, speed, and buttons, so on. Can we do anything with the panel? Nope. Guess not. Okay, let's see what we got. Ooh, so it looks like there's something in the blue box. Let's see what it is. A compass. Oh my God. So this is the fourth puzzle in the game. There seem to be 16 of these total, at least in terms of safes. Whether there's any extra puzzles that don't have saves involved in true ending way to endings, we don't know. But we know there's at least 16 puzzles in the game. Oh no, we're gonna have to do some maths with angles. Oh, Sunday afternoon maths, here we come. And yeah, I haven't seen a protractor in ages either. What about you, Draken? When was the last time you saw a protractor or a compass? These are promising. Let's see here. Damn, I can't understand any of this. Is it some kind of code? None of these have anything useful. So much for that. Let's see if Snake's in one of these boxes. Okay, so that's everything over here. That looks at it. 1400 seconds. A red clock, it says 1,400 seconds on the face, not sure why. Numbers quick. Alright. There's the safe. So we need to get out of here. No, test clipboard. Laptop. It's got something on the screen. Scanner. confused. Oh, it's the webcam. Webcam on top, right? Okay. Oh wow, we've already been given the secret one? Huh, well that's convenient. We've already got the secret. That was easy. I found a safe password. I know that game. I know that game. I'm trying to scroll the camera. I'm not really interested in. No, game. Stop it, game. I'm trying to scroll the camera. For God's sake. Is there not an easier way of scrolling it? Yes, thank you. I'll use WASD. It's going to... There we go. So yeah, 2 stars on the moon. Which gives us secret files. Nice and easy. This one. So let's take a look at what we've just uncovered, shall we? Ah, here we go. Swimsuit. For some reason, Sigma, or perhaps the author, it seems to be unnaturally obsessed with swimsuits. Why is that? Was he involved in a horrible swimsuit accident, now repressed, in his youth? Did he have a crush in high school on a girl on the swim team who put her Olympic aspirations ahead of any possible romance? Is he just a perv? The world may never know. This device can be used in an emergency to deactivate the antimatter bombs hidden throughout the facility. It doesn't really have any official name. Sometimes it's called the designated computer terminal, but sometimes it's just the input device. The device has a small QWERTY keyboard beneath an LCD display. On the top is a large black cable which can be attached to the bomb you wish to deactivate. Entering the correct password on the keyboard will stop the detonation. Ah, so that's how we deal with the bomb. And seemingly... Also, it talks about bombs, so we now have confirmation there's more than one of them. In a general sense, an antimatter reactor is a system that generates electricity or some other form of power for matter-antimatter reactions. This facility uses hydrogen and antihydrogen. The reactions power a turbine, which generates energy and powers everything in the facility. It looks like a gigantic octopus, but it's definitely not edible, no matter how you cook it. A particular type of antimatter. Normal hydrogen atoms have 1 proton and 1 electron, but an antihydrogen atom has the opposite, 1 antiproton and 1 positron. In November 2010, the European Organization for Nuclear Research, CERN, issued a statement announcing that they had captured an antihydrogen atom. They claimed that they had gathered 38 of them, in fact, and managed to hold it with a special container for 0.2 seconds. Less than 6 months later, in June 2011, they managed to capture several more antihydrogen atoms in a container for more than 1,000 seconds. Although the creation and storage of antimatter is still a difficult obstacle, these results suggest an antimatter reactor could someday be a possibility. Power. I guess in this universe they achieved it. TNT is often used as a reference point when discussing the power of explosive devices. TNT! Specifically, explosive power is usually described by tonnage. The amount of energy 1 ton of TNT produces is approximately 4.184 gigajoules. This means that an explosive device with an output of 1 megaton generates 4.184 petajoules. TNT stands for Trinity Tallow, no Tronti Truitin, no Trinidad and Tobago. Ah yes, trinitrotoluene. That's it. It's one of the most common explosives, which is how it came to be a reference point. A kilogram of TNT is 4.184 megajoules of energy, but a kilogram of butter has 30 megajoules. Butter is some dangerous stuff. As we these things are. Shut up, Broken. No, it is not used as a reference point when discussing torture. My singing is not that bad. It's not being piped into prisons or something. Einstein's famous equation. Put simply, it means that energy is equal to mass times the speed of light squared. It describes how much energy you get by annihilating matter with antimatter, a lot, but also carries the interesting implication that with enough energy you could theoretically create matter. The amount of energy you get by combining 350 milligrams each of matter and antimatter. You can get this number by using the equation E equals mc squared squared 2. 5. What do you get when you convert 700 milligrams to kilograms? 7.0 times 10 to the minus 4. 0.0007 kilograms. Then what's the speed of light? About 300,000 kilometers per second. If you convert that to meters, you get 3.0 times 10 to the 8th, or about 3 billion meters per second. Once you square that, 9.0 times 10 to the 16th. And then if you multiply that times the original mass, you'd get 63 times 10 to the 12th, 63 trillion. I don't know what that has to do with anything, but anyway, that's the secret stuff. Now we just have to find out a blue clock. It says 5-10 minutes on the face. That's a long time. So what happens if we combine this with the numbers? Ah, it turns green. Okay, so what happens if we then stick that into the... So, going back to the laptop, what if we then stick that in? Look at the screen. Huh, it changed. It's the paper with the numbers on it, right? 7213. I'll make a note of that. Okay. Right. That'll be a clue for something else, won't it? God damn it, will you stop doing that? Okay. So what do we have here? I find it kind of interesting that getting the secret in this puzzle was dead easy. But getting a normal exit is going to prove a little more complicated. It won't be the compass, will it? Rats. Oh, here we go. This looks like a puzzle. Oh, we need a lever. Drat. There's a small hole in it that looks like it was made with a needle. Let's try it now. Now we got the extended one, so we get... Okay. Touches off, off, on. Any of those words are a clue. Maybe. Oh god, what's this? Ah, we know the answer to one of these then. Because the numbers are in green, right? So we need 7, 2, 1, 3. So 5 plus 2. 7, 2 is 2 plus 0. 1 is 1 plus 0. Oh wait, we can't do that because it's a times. 1 times 0 is 0. Shit. Can we have 2 minus 1? 2 add 1? No. 2 divided by 1? No. 2 divided by... 2 divided by 2. That would do it. And then 3 could be 4 minus 1. 1 plus 2. There we go. We got it. Disc-shaped parts. This must be for the big machine. This one looks like one of the clue boards, even the puzzle panel is similar. Oh, wait, but this one seems to be revolving around the clocks. Yeah, alright, I get what we need to have a look at. Okay, blue equals 5, 10 minutes with the timer set at the 12 o'clock position. And the red one says 1400 seconds with also at the 12 o'clock position. So, I'm trying to figure out what it means. Does it mean we have to figure out what the time would be if it was in 5-10 minutes? Okay, 60, 300, 310, 480, 440. It's 8.5, so it'd be 8:30, right? So the first one, blue, would be 8:30, and the red one in 1400 seconds. Oh my fucking god. Hold on, let me figure that out. Fucking hell, let me get a calculator. Okay, 11,400 divided by 60 is 190. That's 190 minutes, which means it is 3:10 on the other one. So 3:10. There we go. Is this going to be the second puzzle where I don't need Drauken's help? Oh. A rainbow tree root. It's a very colourful tree root. Hey, hey, hey! Trees can be pried too, you know. It's a very proud tree. It says you can't have rainbow roots. Maybe there are some plants that have different dyes and stuff. Although it does look more like something you'd see in a computer graphic or something. Anyway, we've solved the clock puzzle, so we don't need the clock information anymore. So now we go back to the disk device, where our good friend Mr. Diskbot, and plonk it in. Boom. Maybe then we put in the tree root. Bong. Okay. I guess the machine has to be powered on as well. So now we are back to, well, we need to find the lever for this puzzle so that we can, I don't know, where I'm getting stuck. Oh man, we were so close to not having to be stuck on this stupid puzzle, and now we are stuck on the stupid puzzle. So I'm missing something. Shit. The clipboard is still there. Oh, maybe the clipboard. Maybe this is showing a clue for how to get the clipboard. So that's kind of served its purpose, I think. But then, what are we supposed to be looking for? We need to find the lever to power on... Ah, jeez. Where's the lever? Anywhere. We are in a bit of a pickle here. I need to find the lever to power on this. Ah. All I have is... Would the scanner work? No. Shit, I need to find a lever somewhere. Where the hell do I find that? In this room. Oh, I would never have guessed, Drauken. No. Yeah, don't say, Captain. We solved the clock puzzle. Oh, hold on. Why is one... Ah, one of these is lit up. Okay. Off on the top and on the bottom. I see. We have to... Okay, so going around from 12 o'clock, we have black on, black off, white on, black off, black off, black off. Alright. So then black on, black off, white on. Oh, we broke it. Spill the letters. Hey, of course you broke it. Yeah, no, thanks, game. I was supposed to break it. It was part of the solution for this. Now we can play this game. There we go. Great. Oh man, now what? Now what do we do? says that this machine doesn't really use electricity in a conventional way. Special liquid to transmit electricity. Actually, it's pretty complicated. Simple version is that you can adjust the voltage by adjusting the flow of the liquid. So let's see, turn that light left. If you do that, then all the liquid coming from 240 will go to the left tube. Turn all the way to the right, and it all goes to the right tube. So we have to guess what they are. Oh no. Oh god. So we have to somehow... There's 8 possible things and there's 6 tubes that require... Oh Jesus Christ. This is going to be difficult. But it's literally probably the last puzzle of the room. 240 divided into something and something else. Okay, so it has to have at least something, and it has to have 40 and something. Okay. If left means it all goes to the left, right means it all goes to right, down the middle means it goes down the middle. It's like a series of mathematical sums, right? So if it all goes to the left, it's 240 this way, and that could be 240, but then nothing goes there, and that would be wrong. So it has to go at least to the middle. In fact, it might all have to go to the middle. But except it can't, because there's no way to divide it up into 2 halves. So actually, the only way that this is going to work is if both of these are in the middle, I guess. Because if you divide, because you won't be able to divide it twice down to break into 2 digits, so it has to be middle, regardless. That divides it to 120 on either side and 120 on either side. Then here, the 120 on this side will be divided into 60 and 60. So... Okay, we could use that to figure out the rest of the puzzle then, actually, I think. It doesn't necessarily matter if we don't know what the exact number is. The amount of digits is enough of a clue. And the left side stuff only really affects the left side, so we can break it down into a small series of puzzles. So essentially, the solution here is correct. We just have to figure out what the other stuff is. So, 120 and 120, so that means 180 goes into here, right? So it's going to be... let's see. Right is 60. Second right, therefore, is currently at 180. Okay. So, to get it up to that, we need at least another 60. Right? So what happens if we divide that in half? That's half of that is 160. 160 plus 180. Okay, so that's also middle, as is. And that will be 180 plus 160 at the moment. So, yeah, but wait a minute. How the fuck does that get down to a single digit? How the hell does that then go down to a single digit, though? Ah, unless the single digit is 0, of course, which is the only way that could be even possible. It can't be broken down twice into a single digit, so that must be 0. 100% 0. So you have the 180 plus the 160 on the other side. The third right, or mid-right, is 0. Therefore. While the one on the other side, so this needs to go to the left, will be, so the one on the mid-left will be receiving, no wait, the other half, won't it? So we'll be receiving the other 160 for now. So that's 160 and 0. Then on this side we have 240, which can only affect this one and possibly this one. So 240, wait, that somehow has to become 3. That's interesting. So really, this set at 160 is correct, but somehow we have to make a half that splits into a 5, and that has to add up to 3 something something. So if all the 240 goes down there and none goes here, that means it can't be split up with a number from here. So for it to become the 5, we have to split 210 into half. So it can't all go one way or the other, can it? Well, let me think. So 240 goes there. Say that we dump that to there. So that has to be split into half at least once on the journey. I suppose... Oh, wait a minute. But if we split it into half and then dump it to the right, it'll fuck that one up. So it has to be split into half and then... fuck. Okay. I guess it has to be split in half in the first place to be broken down to 105 and 105. And then just chuck the rest left, right? So then 105 goes into the one on the second on the left at the moment, while the first left would be... Yeah, so that's broken to 105. You dump the rest of that half there to make 105, and you don't change it. So then all that needs to be done here is that's going to be 240 if we chuck that to the right, maybe? Yeah, so that goes to the right, and then all of that goes to the left. And we did it! Yay! No trial and error needed. Yes, you're not playing Apex Legends. I've actually decided to give Apex Legends a try this summer to see if it's any good, since I like my FPS games. Having seen a bit of gameplay footage recently on Dope Lips, I'm going to give Apex a try this summer. It might not last very long, but worth a shot. And now we can examine the very Rainbow route to see if it leads to Rainbow Road. I have enough games to play. Sound familiar? It doesn't mean I have to stream it, Draugen. Oh. I guess something will appear on the panel, right? Alright. Okay then. Let's use the panel. It's easy. You have several games to play with Alpha streaming. Like what? Ah, okay. Whoa. Crazy. Trial and error. Dragging up and down where the image of the route is displayed will allow you to scroll between layers. The bottom layer has 8 circles of different colors. 4 of those circles are blank. Assign an appropriate number to each circle. The numbers you can use are displayed below the cross section. You can move the numbers to where they need to go by dragging them. Oh yeah, those games. Well, I still don't know if I'm going to play those anytime soon, but we'll see. Okay, so we've got Rainbow 100 at the top. The middle layer has divide things, 3 and 15. 15 divided 3 into 15 is 5. But it's 12. 6 and 20. 6 divided by 20. Okay, so I'm trying to figure out what it could possibly mean. So you've got each one has a different sort of maths sum in it. And blue is completely mysterious, but I guess you're supposed to infer it from the others. So yellow has 4 divided by 16. That would be 4, right? If it's 4 divided by 16. If it's an addition sum, it's 20. So if we go by divide, it's 4. So what is my divide? Divide 4 plus 20. If it's a minus, it's either... Well, let's just assume it's 12. It's a minus for that. And we'll do the same with the other one. If red is plus, it's 18. If it's divide, it is 5. If it's a plus, it's 18. If it's a minus, it's 12 again. On the green one, if we have divide, it is 6 into 20, which is 3 point. Well, it doesn't quite make sense actually. It's like 3.2 thirds. So 2/6 or whatever. If it's a plus, it's 26, and if it's a minus, it's 14. And blue is unknown, so we don't know what that could be at the moment. Taking all that into mind, then we have all these split digits. So it starts at 100, breaks down into this. I'm guessing maybe all the numbers add up to 100? And each of these provides a clue as to how they're broken down or something. So 3 divided by... Maybe you're supposed to like make the numbers back up that form parts. So maybe it's like you add that one there because it adds up to 26. You put in 6 to the other one because it makes 18. You put in 1 to the other one because it makes 20. Then you figure out what the others are adding up to in total. So you know what they're going to form. So you have 18 for red. So then you scroll back up, figure out what the actual total number is. So in this case, yellow is 20, red is 18, green is 26, 20 plus 18 plus 26, 38, 58, 64. So then 15 comes into it. It won't be enough to add up to 100 in a strictest sense. At least if we're talking additions, maybe additions isn't what comes into it. Maybe it's a times thing. Possibly. Okay, 19 plus 12 plus 15 plus 21 doesn't add up at all to what we need it. 4 divided by 16. I'm guessing roots. The fact that it's a root might be a clue. Is this going to involve find the squares of everything and having the appropriate square number or some shit like that? How does 6 divided by 20 then produce a 21 though? That's what I'd like to know. Square roots. I mean, okay, let's do the sums as intended then. So what is 4 divided by 16? You get 0.25 on a strict divider. Hold on. If you're to do the sums as presented here with the things, red gives you 0. I don't need the addition ones because I realize I've already noted them down. It's a bit stupid of me. If you do the green one as intended as well, which is 6 divided by 20, which is 6 divided by 20, you get 0.05. And blue is anything. You have to figure out what blue is by the... Blue is obviously, you gotta make it up based on the missing numbers, so that doesn't really matter at this point. And somehow that generates... maybe in a minute. So you have 0.25 for yellow, 0.2, 0.05. So maybe you're supposed to get them all to 100. So 25, 5, 30. Okay, so apparently then the combination of red, yellow, and green form collectively 1/2 of a whole number. Like, they form 0.5 in total, and blue takes up the rest. Somehow. So, is it like you're supposed to have the answers add up to a quarter of 100? Could it then be just 6? Because 19 and 6 makes... maybe every side's supposed to add up to 25. Wait, that's not possible then, is it? Oh, no, because of 12. So that's not possible then. It would be because I put 10 there, 4 there, 6 there, but nothing adds up to that. So it's not... So it's not that. Maybe it has to add up to its relative proportion based on the sum. Or something. I'm on the right line. So it is something to do with getting to 100 and having... So is it that each part needs to calculate to a proportion of the 100 that is designated in this bit? So, for example, yellow is meant to be a quarter of 100. Regardless. But it's not additions. It's another sum type. But then what the fuck is the sum? It's implying that's 0.25. So is this like supposed to form the two numbers that take up the 0.25 division answer? Of this, like, you're supposed to find something that has a... I mean, it was clear, whatever works for one has to work for the rest. Is it a multiplication? 19 times 1? Is it division? Do you have to divide? Do you have to find prime numbers? Roots? At that point, you've lost me. Squares. Fucking, why am I maths? Oh no, 15. Where's the square button? I don't know what the square button is. Okay, 225 if you square it. Okay, if you do it half, you get 0.006. No, that's not what I'm looking for. Fuck. I don't know any of this shit is. I don't know what the fuck this is about. All I can figure is that yellow is supposed to be a quarter of the answer, but it can't be an addition, it can't be a minus. Times, 19 times 1 would be 9, 19 times 2 would be 38. It's supposed to be like if it's times by something, it adds up to 100 somehow. But then there's so many big numbers, it wouldn't quite work out. And no, I don't think it's multiplication either. It can't be minus. I don't think it's divide. Is it? Something to do with one of the numbers being used and the connection between the second part. 4 and 16. 3 and 15. 3 divided by 15 somehow involves a 12. I don't get it. I really don't get it at all. The blue doesn't tell us anything, so somehow 3 divided by 15 gets us a 12 as one of the numbers involved in the puzzle sequence that we need. The 100 is broken down into different groups. So you start with 100. The 100 is broken down. Okay, give me a fucking hint. I have no fucking idea. And this is probably some math shit. I don't care for math shit. When I took maths at secondary school a long time ago, I didn't realise I'd be using it in a puzzle game. Some 2 decades later. No one prepared me for Zero Escape 2. I don't know. Somehow, I figure it's something to do with 100. Being broken down into 4 different colors, which then has to get back to 100. Simplify the fractions. Okay. 1/4, 1/5. Yeah, as I said, I've done that with the thing already. 0.25, so it's essentially 1/4 for the first one. The second one is 1/5. The third one is 0.05. The second one is really awkward because it doesn't play into each other. So the simplest way to break it down would be 3 into... Oh, fuck. You can't really break down... So, okay, so 1/4 of a fifth. Now, how would you make that to 100 with the numbers on the other screen? 1/4 and a fifth. How would you make that to 100? Well, for 19, you could have... You'd add 6 to make 25. By adding them together, you'd have 25. For a fifth would be 20, so you'd have to have 8. That would make 20. Assuming that the third one is dividable, but it's 0.05. Where the fuck that is. So that involves 21. It's like just over a quarter. Like 0.3? A third? 0.3, I guess? So 0.3 would be 30, so that's 9. So you have 30, 25, 20. Hold on, let me just run that through a second. 25, 20, 30, that's 50, 70, that's 75. Oh. There we go. Crap, that still means... that means... so that's one puzzle. Only one puzzle so far where I've not needed Drauken's assistance. No, I didn't get it. Drauken did. And I was close, but I didn't think of simplifying the fractions. That was the missing link. Yeah. Multiple times. Yeah, I'm not too bothered. I mean, I'm willing to try and figure out puzzles, but at some point, you know, especially given how long this game is, I'm happy to proceed forward if I'm stuck. And we are out of here. Yay, we did it! Let's get our prizes. Another floor plan. The moon cards for the ambidex rooms. Ooh, it's a blackberry. Ah, this is the thing we can use to disable the bomb. But we don't know that yet, of course. But that is what it's for. It's used to type in a password that will deactivate the antimatter bomb. Thanks to the secret file we got in this room, the previous room, we knew that. I actually didn't know. I never owned a BlackBerry. I did used to own an N-Gage once. Back when N-Gages were popular for about 6 months. My university days. Actually, technically I had the smaller N-Gage, the N-Gage QD. Which is like half the size of the N-Gage, because the N-Gage was fucking huge. It wasn't that bad, actually. I even used to have Tomb Raider on it, and it kind of, sort of worked okay. Although I seem to recall spending most of my time playing this game I acquired that was like a tactical turn-based strategy game. I can't remember what it was called. But yeah, N-Gages were pretty sweet. Although very early example of mobile phone games, when they actually tried to put real games on it. Found the key. Quit screwing around, Denton. Time to leave this room. Bye-bye. Three, two, we are going. You found it. Why do I get tired of saying that?
アンビデックスゲートが開放されました。
Ambidex game. Oh, someone's fucking started already.
アンビデックスゲーム投票の締め切りまで残り45分です。
Wow, someone didn't want to wait to get the game started.
もしかしたら別のチームが開いてしまったのかもしれません。
I mean, we shouldn't really worry about that with our particular group, because if we all ally, we get more points. So we're not really under any pressure at this point.
月のカードキーを使って AB ゲートを
I mean, I suppose, who am I partnered with again? I'm paired with Luna, right, at the moment. I mean, if we agreed to betray Fi, she loses 2 points, and I get 9, Luna would be on 8, then a person would finally have 9 points and we could all leave. And as long as everyone else allies, no one has to die.
とにかく上の
We
階
only
に
need
戻ってみよ
we only need one person to go through the. We only need one person to activate the 9 door. So really, you just need to make sure one person gets to 9 points. And then, so really, if everyone thinks smartly enough about this, let someone betray, get 9 points, open the door, we all walk out.
う。先走ったチームは
Just make
例
sure
の
that
倉庫にいるはず
Alice
だ。
and Tenmyoji aren't betrayed. As long as they quit betray, they'll be safe. It looks like somebody didn't want to wait around and group strategize, I guess. But regardless, it looks like we're going to start another game. A lot less pressure this time, since we're all on good standing. I want to initiate the game then, straight away. We may find out. Wait. We went down and made the Entidome into warehouse. There stood Tenmyoji, Dio, and Clover.
わしと四つ葉は何もしておらん。
ディオが勝手に。
悪いか？どうして？みんなが集まらないとゲートを開けちゃいけないなんて約束。俺はした覚えはないぜ。
シグマさんの言う通りですよ。
There is no common sense of these people.
私たちはすぐに駆けつけられたからいいものの、アリスさん、ケイさん、クオーク君の3人はまだどこかの部屋にいるかもしれないんですよ。もしもあの3人が投票時刻に間に合わなかったらどうするつもりですか？
Well, if they can't get back in time, then they ally automatically. So therefore they all gain 2 points. So it's not the worst case scenario for anyone. It'd be different if you automatically split the votes randomly between ally and betray. That would put more of a jeopardy on it. But honestly, to make sure someone allied, you could absolutely screw them over by knocking them out and then initiating a game. There's a lot of scumbaggery that could occur with this system if people wish to do so. No sooner would a word out of her mouth.
ああ、よかった。
So Dio was impatient.
皆さん
That's it.
揃っていたのですね。ええ、クオーク君が。
Uh-oh.
クオークが
Oh, this is going to get
ク
ugly.
オークがどうしたんじゃ？
倒れたのです。つい先ほ
No,
ど
he's
部屋
got
を探索していた時に
He's got the Radical 6 virus. And now we're under time pressure.
なんじゃと？
とにかくすぐに医務室に来てください。今はアリスさんに付き添って見ていますが、いつ容体が急変してもおかしくはありません。ですから。
Tenmyoji shook Kay aside and leapt through the yellow door. The rest of us exchanged a few startled looks and ran off after him.
クオーク！おい、クオーク！しっかりしろ！
Oh no, Wink is not awake again. Tenmyoji grabbed Quark's shoulders and began to shake him desperately. It was Clover who stopped him.
ちょっと何やってんのよ。クオークは病人なんだよ。安静にしておかないと悪化しちゃうかもしれないじゃん。
ではどうすればいいんじゃ？どうすればクオークは助かる？
助かるってちょっと大げさすぎやしねえか。
Oh, this is going to be the same dialogue, isn't it? I think. Yeah, so basically she scans the machine, finds out she has Radical 6. And that really makes things a bit worse. And there's
キ
an
ー、お前たちは
and there's an antivirus viable thing that cures it. But
入った部屋に
there was
薬
only
は
one
なかった
sample
か？
last time.
申し訳ありません。
Quark has a sample.
そのようなものはどこにも。私たちが訪れたのは資料室ですから。
ああ、なんということじゃ。それではクォークは
私たちがたどり着いたのはビオトープってところ。植物がたくさん生い茂った公園みたいな空間で。なかったよ。あるとしたら薬草ぐらいだろうね。
Tenmyoji slumped to the ground. For a moment, there was silence.
クオークくん。
ああ、クォーク。
Oh, he's up.
よかった。気がついたんじゃな。
近寄らないで。
Oh no, he's got the scalpel, hasn't he? So at this point, he has the scalpel, he tries to kill himself, and we stop him. Basically. We inject him with some... And then Alice knocked out, takes the scalpel, runs off to the botanical garden, collapses. No point in complaining, I just needed to look somewhere else. I turned and headed towards the exit. So the same kind of event is happening once more. So that's interesting. The AB game vote changed between the timelines, but Quark and Alice still get Radical 6 regardless, and that doesn't change. So only certain events can change in the timelines that Sigma may or it seems to be aware of in that one capacity. What is that over there? Wow. Look at all these books. So many books. Yeah, might be bad. Shit, I need to hurry. I decided to try the garden where Clover, Tenmyoji, and Dio had gone after passing through the door. Well, and she'll be here, on the ground. Right, the first thing I noticed when I stepped inside was the smell. Plant life was everywhere, and the air was filled with the fresh scent of the growing underway with the sweet, dry tones of dead leaves underfoot. While the air outside had been dry and harsh, and here it was warm and wet, like a forest after a spring rain. Just like Clover said, plants and stuff everywhere. It's a nice place, relaxing place. You could lie down and listen to the slosh of the waterfall and just enjoy it. I walked slowly down the path, still slightly stunned. Most of the facility had been cold, dull metal, but this room was positively verdant. Man, hard to believe there's something like this here. What the hell is this even for? As strange as the garden was, Alice needed to be my priority. I reaimed my thoughts back in and continued down off the path and into the grass. I'd only gone a few steps when I stopped short. Alice. Oh, we can't skip this. This is not.
あ、シグマか。
So she's passed out.
よく来てくれたな。助かったよ。私もついさっきここにやってきたところなんだ。そうしたらご覧の通りアリスが倒れててな。 それでこれから夢室に運ぼうかと。
You can't skip this. Oh, boy.
ああ、呼吸、脈拍ともに正常。目立った外傷もないから。
That's good.
そうらしい。持っていないようだ。途中のどこかで落としたんじゃないか。とにかくこいつを医務室へ運ぼう。さあ手伝ってくれ。いや、その前に一つだけ大事なことを伝えておこう。
Oh,
お
okay.
前はまだ気づいていないようだから。
Alright.
右を見ろ、シグマ。そう、右だ。
Whoa. Another bomb. This is a bomb.
そうだ。言うまでもなく、キャビンにあったものを誰かが移し替えたというわけではない。両者は全くの別物だ。見ろ、爆弾に番号が記されている。
Oh yeah, different numbers. So that's confirmation, as if I didn't already know, from this secret file that there are multiple bombs.
しかもそれだけではなさそうだ。03と01が発見されたわけだから当然。
Yep.
断言はできないが、おそらく。
Telling you, we're gonna have to play like a Metal Gear Solid 2 Fat Man boss type thing. We gotta search and defuse bombs. Sure, you have a bomb single, freeze to get away with the others. Yeah, I think they talked about that at the time.
そうだな。
So we know there's at least 3 bombs, maybe more.
このビオトープを探索したのは四つ葉、天明寺、リオの3人だ。だが他の者たちでも設置するのは可能だっただろう。私たちが来る前にここを訪れた者がいるとしたら。とにかく今はアリスを
It's
運
because
ぶ
of
方が
these
先だ。
bombs being planted in rooms that previously didn't have bombs. Is the reason why we suspect that Zero is among us.
シグマ、手を貸してくれ。
Alice was lighter than I'd expected, and finally managed to tell the third in the first drop. So now we have 2 people down, and yep, she also has radical 6.
皆さんよく聞いてください。
I'm assuming where we are on the flow actually at this point. Ooh, we're close to the deciding point again.
さっきと同じようにアリスさんの体にスキャンをかけてみました。
Wonder. Well, I guess the choice is going to be the A-B game, right?
アダム、生体の自動診断解析装置を使って。
それで結果は？
クオーク君と同じです。アリスさんもラジカル6に感染していることが分かりました。
Fee had called everyone else back after I'd brought Alice to the infirmary. 7 sets of eyes widened as Luna spoke.
そんな、どうして？アリスは一体どうなっちゃうの？
さっきも言いましたが、治療する方法はたった一つしかありません。ラジカル6に効き目のある抗ウイルス薬、それを投与することです。ただしここにそんなものが存在するのかどうかはまだ。
やだよ、やだよ、アリス、死んじゃやだ、お願い、死なないで、アリス、アリス、アリス。
Clover wrapped her arms around Alice's unconscious body and began to sob. None of us had the heart to pull her off, so all we could do was stand and watch uncomfortably.
アンビデックスゲーム投票の締め切りまで残り10分です。
Oh, right, there is
プ
that.
レイヤーは速やかに投票を済ませてください。所定の時刻までに投票を行わなかった場合、未投票者の選択は協力に設定されます。
おい、 そろそろ倉庫に行かないとまずいんじゃないのか。とりあえず置いていくしかないだろ。
嫌だよ、私は絶対に嫌。だったら私もここに残る。アリスを置いていくなんて、そんなことできるわけないじゃん。
Well, you could do that. You have 6 points.
よ
You're in
よつばさん
you're in no
大丈
danger.
夫ですよ。アリスさんにはすでにマンドレインを投与しています。ですからクオーク君と同じようにしばらくの間は。
そんなの関係ないよ。私はただアリスのそばにいたいだけなの。だからどうしても。
仕方ねえな。好きにさせてやれ。
なるほどな。ディオと天明寺、次の AB ゲームでこの2人の対戦相手になるのは四つ葉だ。
You and Tenmyoji's opponent in the next AB game is Clover. Oh, okay. So if Clover stays behind, then they have a free pass to pick Betray and gain points.
その四つ葉が投票を棄権すれば、今のアナウンスにもあった通り、彼女の選択は自動
Same
的に
thing
強
goes
力
for
に設
Quan
定さ
as
れる。
well.
したがってディオにとっては好都合なわけだ。四つ葉がここにとどまってくれた方が。
何を言ってるんだお前。
He's saying exactly what you're thinking.
俺が裏切りを選ぶとでも言うのか。
そうだ。違うのか。
違う。俺は絶対に協力を選ぶよ。第一、俺が入ることになる AB ルームの中には天明寺もいるんだぜ。あいつを差し置いて勝手に投票することなんてできないだろ。なあ天明寺。
いや、わしは AB ルームには入らん。四つ葉と同じじゃ。わしもクオークを置いていくことなどできんからな。
おいおい、何を言い出すんだ天明寺まで。
猿芝居はやめておけ、ディオ。
Oh, that's unfortunate for him. Both the partners are gonna be.
そもそもさっきの発言はそれを見越した上でのものだったんだろう。
バカな。なんでそんなに俺のことを疑うんだ。
だったらディオさんも一緒にここに残ったらどうでしょうか。四つ葉さん、天明寺さん、ディオさん、3人全員が投票を棄権すれば丸く収まると思うんですが。
おや、ルナさんはご存知ないのですか。
何をですか。
これです。このメモのことです。
あ？
Oh, what's this note?
なんだよそいつは。
私たち3人が訪れた場所、資料室にあったものです。
そんなもんビオトープにはなかったぞ。
私たちが探索した部屋、制御室にもありませんでした。
そうですか。するとこのメモは資料室にしか置いてなかったということになりますね。
What does it
シ
say?
マさん、読んでみてください。
Ooh, boy. I took the note from him and, still slightly confused, began to read. Here are some more AB game rules for you. Not voting is not an option. If both parties refuse to vote, then everybody gets penalized. In other words, one person out of every color group of 3 has to vote.
わかりましたか。要するに先ほどチームを組んだメンバー、その3人全員が投票を棄権することはできないということです。
では K の参加は決まりということになるな。パートナーのクオークおよび対戦相手のアリスは
Oh,
あんな状態だしな。
I see. So we can't just all abstain. One person has to vote.
な、待ってくれ。
Interesting.
K の現在の BP は6。一方その対戦相手であるところのアリスは未投票のために協力が確定してるわけだから。おいおい、 K が次のラウンドで裏切りを選んだら BP が9になっちまうじゃねえか。
大丈夫ですよ。私は必ず協力を選びます。
んなもん信用できるわけねえだろうが。
やれやれ。ディオさん、よく考えてみてください。 アリスさんの今の BP は1なんですよ。
Oh, his opponent is Alice.
私が裏切りに投票したらどうなります？
BP が0以下になった人にはルール違反を犯した時と同じようにペナルティーが課せられるんだうさ。
私は誰かを殺してまで脱出したいとは思いません。絶対に協力を選びます。というか選ばざるを得ないのです。今のこの状況では。
5 minutes
投
left.
票の締め切りまで残り5分です。
とにかく時間がない。こうしよう。四つ葉、お前がわしらのチームの代表として投票してくるんじゃ。
代表ってなんだよ。
教えてほしいか。こういうことじゃよ。
I'd never seen someone move that fast before, let alone someone as old as Tenmyoji. In the blink of an eye, he covered the few feet between himself and Dio and slammed a closed fist into the other man's chest. Dio fell to his knees, wheezing for air. Tenmyoji waited a half second to make sure he was down, then turned to look at Clover.
さあ、今のうちに早く行くんじゃ四つ葉。でもお前さんは今 K と同じ立場にある。わしの BP もアリスと同じように1じゃからな。
なるほど。天明寺が危険を表明している以上、四つ葉は協力を選ばざるを得ないってわけか。
うん。あるいはわしを殺すという選択肢もないことはないが。
それって私に命を預けたってこと？
ああ、そういうことになるかの。ほら、何をグズグズしておる。さっさといかんか。アリスのことなら心配はいらん。わしがしっかりと見ておく。じゃから。それともまだわしのことを信頼できんかね？
そんなことないよ。今はもう信じてる。
投票の締め切りまで残り3分です。
行こう、四つ葉。
四つ葉さん、早く。
分かったよ。それじゃあアリスのこと頼んだからね。
ああ、任せておけ。
That seemed to finally satisfy her, and we were off. We ran as fast as we could, leaping through doors and tearing through rooms on our way back to the warehouse. All because Dio was impatient. Tisk tisk. Everybody ready?
大丈夫です。
Four AB gates yawned open as we swiped our cards. The fifth one, the one Dio had opened, stayed empty. The sixth, which would have been Alice's, remained unopened. Kay and Clover quickly entered the second and third from the right, as Luna and I headed towards our own.
なあ、ちょっと待ってくれ。お前ら協力を選んでくれるんだろうな。
もちろんです。
約束できるか？絶対だぞ。裏切ったらただじゃ湧かないからな。
Okay. Why would it matter? If I betray, I get 9 points, the game's over. Did I not think of that? Why, I can betray, if I goes down to 4 points, I'm on 9, this is all over. As long as no one else does anything stupid, we can leave after this. Runa and I know to one another and headed for the last one, the leftmost room. We don't have time to discuss this, like last time. The next game will now begin. Plenty of other pieces to start with, blah 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 blah. So pick an option. In short.
投 投票の締め切りまで残り1分です。
シグマさん、どうするんですか？ですが、ファイさんの BP は6ですよ。もしもファイさんが裏切りに投票したら。
Oh wait, she'd have 9 points. Well, that's fine. Then she could get us all out. So that's not really a problem.
そういうことです。
So if one of us betrays the other, then one of us will be on 9 and the game is over. It doesn't matter. If we ally, then Luna's on 7, we're on 8, and we just have to play another round.
私はシグマさんにお任せします。
Luna wants to sit on the
どっ
fence.
ちにしろ私にとっては同じですから。
None of us are in real danger at this point.
シグマさんの現在の BP もファイさんと同じく6ですよね。ですからこちらが裏切りを選び、ファイさんが協力を選んだとしたら、ええ、なのでいずれにせよどちらかの BP が目標値に達してしまう可能性があるという意味で、私にとっては同じなのです。
投票の締め切りまで残り
So I think the
20
reason
秒
that Fi
で
wants
す。
us to pick allies so that we are guaranteed to have a 9-point person.
さあシグマさん、時間がありません。選んでください。はい。
I turn to face the machine.
投票の締め切りまで残り10秒です。
What am I going to choose?
9、8、
Hurry up and choose it. Ally or betray?
6、5、4、
This is impossible.
3、2、
Can I please choose? Well, I choose ally. She'll betray us and...
アンビデックスゲーム第2ラウンド終了。結果は倉庫内のディスプレイに表示されます。お疲れ様でした。アンビデックスゲートを開放します。
Like, he got it to the last second to which we thought that was scary. Luna and I stepped out of our AB room a little later than the others. They were already gathered in front of the projection, awaiting the announcement of the results.
シグマさん、協力を選びましたね。
Yeah, and Fi's gonna betray us, she'll have 9 points, and then we can leave.
いいんですか？
Not a problem. The worst outcome for that would have been both of us betraying each other, and then we just end up nowhere. Yeah, I figured there wasn't an actual time limit. That would be crazy. You have to pick now in 1 second or else you die. This isn't a game, to be fair. When I first saw this, I thought there might actually be a 9-hour time limit, but no, it was just implied. It's not that kind of game where it's like there's actually a 9-hour clock running.
そうでしょうか。
No, she didn't choose ally. I chose Fi, but she
いえ
did.
そういうわけではありませんが。
Luna grasped it. Well, Sigma, Luna has the right idea. She wants us to choose ally so she can choose betray. She gets 9 points. We go down to 4 and 3, but the game ends.
わかりました。行きましょう。
And if she chooses ally, then great. We're on 8 and 9, 7 points.
アンビデックスゲーム第2ラウンドの結果を発表します。
It might be more interesting to see what happens with the groups with Alice and Tenmyoji who are actually
一度
stranger,
画面
of
に
which
ご
one of
注
them
目く
can't
だ
do
さ
anything.
い。
Here we go. So, they chose to ally, they chose to ally, and yeah, as I said, Well, that's great. That's the outcome I expected. Everyone else allied, no one dies, fires on 9 points, we get to leave. The game's over. Not a problem.
結果は以上のように確定しました。
Well, that is to say that we would be able to leave, except for the fact that Alice and Quark are both unconscious. So... And I guess that Tenmyoji knocking out Dio means that Ally was assured.
各自バングルの数字をご確認ください。
That's actually a bit of a problem with that. We could leave if everyone was healthy, but because 2 aren't, that might complicate things a bit. Why are you complaining? The game's won.
一緒にそんな約束した覚えはないが。確かにお前は約束してくれたな。必ず協力を選ぶと。だが私の方からは何も言っていないはずだ。協力を選ぶとも裏切りを選ぶとも言っただろう。私はいつか必ずお前に制裁を下すって。
Huh? Make you pay for what? I had absolutely no idea what she was talking about.
自業自得だよ。お前が最初に裏切りを選んだのが悪いんだ。違う。今回のこの第2ラウンドの最初のことだ。
But we haven't done the first round too. That hasn't happened yet. What the hell? Now wait, so... Hey, Mojo Rising, thank you for the 4-viewer host. Welcome to Virtue's Last Reward. So wait a minute, does that mean she also has the ability to see different timelines? The timeline I haven't even played yet. Okay, now it's just getting really weird. I haven't even gone down the Betray timeline for this option, and she's already aware of that? Okay, this is getting very fucking strange now. So, now it seems that both Sigma and Phi have the ability to see other timelines.
ある。あるだろう。覚えてないとは言わせないぞ、シグマ。
No, I haven't done that yet.
とぼけるなよ。お前はもう知ってるはずだ。自分の身に何が起こってるのかを。これまでに経験してきた不可思議な現象。それが一体何なのかを。
Premonitions? I wanted to say it, but as the word formed itself in my mouth, I felt a tingle along the back of my neck. Someone was looking at me. I turned around to see Luna, Clover, and Kay.
一体何の話をしてるんです？
いや、何でもない。気にするな。
気にするなと言われましても、気にならないわけがありません。今回のラウンドで裏切りを選んだのは、ファイさん、あなただけしかいないのですからね。そのことと今の話と何か関係があるのではありませんか？
確かに関係はある。だが説明したところで
How was your
どうせ
stream
信じ
anyway,
てはもらえ
Mojo
ない。
Rising? Did you have a good stream? Whatever you were playing?
そんなのわからないじゃん。話してみないと。
Fi walked away and scowled. For several long moments her eyes stared off into the distance, and I could also see her mind working. Finally she sighed and spoke.
とにかくこれで私の BP は目標値に達したことになる。悪いが行かせてもらうことにしよう。決まってるだろう。あの9の扉の先にだよ。
You could take the rest of us with you. I scrambled around in front of her and threw my arms out.
邪魔だ。どけ。 は信じていたものに裏切られた時、底なしの虚無感を覚える。その虚無の闇の深さをお前は知らんのだ。
I do, actually.
いいからどけ。そうか、それじゃあ仕方がない。
As she spoke, Fi bent down and did some weird, then shot up into the air and over my head. I spun around to see her standing next to the number 9 door, her hand on the lever.
残念だったな。
She grinned and tightened her grip on the lever.
プラウディテ、アクタエストファーブラ。ラテン語だよ。拍手を。芝居はもう終わった。そういう意味のな。それじゃあな。
Why can't you just... We could all just get through. But no, she wants to get out by herself. A bolt of searing light flowed from my brain. When I came to, I was floating in a field of nothingness. What? She was about to escape and then to be continued. Oh no, we got gypped again? Another walk? Oh my god, another walk right next to an ending. Are you serious? Warhol House A. How do we stop Phi? Oh no. 8th walk. Oh, this is Witch Week before an ending. Wow. Oh, that is so painful. We could have got an ending and now we don't get one. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Ah, can you please just stop this fucking screen every time? Please just stop. I wanted to... Why can't the game just want me to go back to the flow? This is a bit minorly annoying. I have to see this sequence every time. Right, thank you. So we now have 2 walks. We have walk 4 on the infirmary with not enough antiviral medication. And we have walk 8, how do we stop Phi? Well, wow. I guess we are going to have to get used to it, and there's going to be at least 6 others. And now I'm starting to see you don't. When you get to this screen after hitting a walk ending, just pick the place spot you wish to go to. Ah, yeah, I should do that, I guess. Okay. Well. Interesting. So, but at least we now have an explanation for how we could unlock these. You know, like I was thinking, like, how do we solve these things? And I guess the answer is if both myself and Phi can time travel between or be aware of previous timelines. You know, like I was aware of the previous timeline here, and then here Phi was aware of the other timeline where I do choose to betray her and get the 9 points. Then I guess what happens to resolve these locks is that we use knowledge from previous timelines or flows to solve problems or something. I guess that's how it works. And to do that, we just have to keep playing down different time paths until we... and then return to them with knowledge that we... Wow. So that's literally the... That's like the concept from the first game where we had the extra knowledge because we'd taken previous routes, except now it literally is used to proceed forward in both the story and the game now. And it's part of the game's... That's rather clever, actually, to be honest. So, I guess then the next path we should take is we should... Hey, Anonymous is a fool. How's it going? Cool. Yeah, this is a very cool thing, and it's only really been made aware of in this part of the playthrough when I started going down the other path. So Sigma has the ability to, at least it seems, he has the ability to gauge key moments in other timelines, other flowchart paths. I guess we could call them timelines. And so does Phi. They both have the ability to see the choices that happen on different things, and then they react to them accordingly. Like, the reason that I chose to betray on this path was because we knew what happened if we allied, and then we got betrayed by Alice. And in this path, Phi chose to do what she did because she saw that we betrayed on the other timeline. But we haven't done it yet, which is not a mistake. It's not like the game accidentally thought we'd betrayed first. It's part of the story that characters are aware of other timelines that may or may not have directly been gone down yet. So even if we don't, but I guess that's why the timeline branches are so obvious. There's no twist to it. You know they're going to be based on the Doors and the AB games. And because of that, we can predict what the other character... Wow, that's crazy. But only 2 characters have this ability. Fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. Right, well, since we've hit the second lock, I think that will be a good time for me to stop the stream. And that is what we will do for now. Did you at least knock boots with Alice? No, the same stuff happened, basically. We took the timeline... No, Draukin, I'll do it next time. I have to eat soon, and I want a bit of a break before tonight's stream. I'll do that next time. And also, knowing this game's history is no guarantee it's short. You know, I would have thought that, but having played the previous game where literally one question mark could take an hour plus, I'm not assuming it's short. So, yeah, next time. Yeah, so in summary, Anonymous, basically we chose to betray Alice, but in the timeline that we took, she chose to ally. Yeah, that doesn't necessarily mean that the square is short, Draukin. It could take an hour. I can happily do it next time. It's not an issue. Just have to wait. And then we went down that path, solved a different puzzle, and then Quark and Alice still had Radical 6. They still were infected. That didn't change, yeah. But the weird thing is that instead of Alice betraying us, she chose to ally. So regardless of what path we chose, the other person chooses the opposite. And that's where Sigma was aware of the other timeline, that he knew that Alice betrayed us in the previous timeline that we had done. And that's why he chose to betray. And then in the thing we just did, Phi chose to betray because she saw what happened in the other timeline, which we haven't yet done. So it gets very weird and time travel-y. So I will be streaming some Gridlock in about an hour, maybe 2 hours from now. So there will be some Doom later tonight. But I will continue with this probably after I finish Gridlock for a bit. So thank you for those who have come along for the stream this afternoon. Hope you've enjoyed it. And I will catch you all. If you're interested in this playthrough, you'll have to wait a day or two. And if you're interested in some Doom, you'll get that tonight. So I will see you all later.